Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline
And Adam
for Pixie Dust PhD. We are starting to brainstorm our next trip down to Walt Disney World. That's a little bit of a lie. Obviously, you know I'm a planner, so I've been working on it for a while, but we're starting to really nail down details. And a lot of that, of course, is where we're going to stay. Now, we are Disney Vacation Club members. Our home resort is Bay Lake Tower, but I think we both enjoy experiencing the different resorts that Disney World has to offer. So we are fans of split stays. In this video, Adam and I will be talking about our top 4 ideal split stays, some ground rules that'll only be in Walt Disney World, so we're not talking about the beach resorts, Aulani, or anywhere out in California. Sticking to Disney World. We're only doing split stays with 2 hotels, so none of these mega split stays, which we kind of did during our 2021 trip. Some of it was fun. Had a little bit of regrets there though, so just 2 hotels. And this is a list of ideals, so logistics may not be totally taken into account here. We would love to hear about some of your ideal split stays. Leave those in the comments down below. And if you want to hear our opinions, stay tuned. I also gave myself the added challenge of not repeating resorts. So I think Adam may have repeated a resort once or twice, but that's part of why we landed on 4, more than a top 3, not quite a top 5. I wasn't so inspired I could come up with 5 using unique resorts. And we'll go in reverse order. So starting with number 4. My number 4 would be a split stay between Riviera Resort and the Grand Floridian. I think they both have those sort of like bougie European vibes, so that could be fun. And it's neat how they both almost extend the theme parks a little bit. So when you leave Magic Kingdom out of Main Street USA and then go into Grand Floridian, I do feel like some of that theming is continued. And for Epcot, if you leave from the International Gateway, you're leaving that France-UK area, especially the France part, that kind of feels like it's a little bit continued in Riviera. So that would be my number 4.
So I thought about my number 4 in a similar way you did. Different conclusions, however, somewhat. My first split stay hotel would be Animal Kingdom, and the second would be also the Grand Floridian.
Oh, just for funs, or was there a theme to that thought, or?
Well, so, you go, there's nothing more bougie than a safari, right?
Fair.
So, I thought, well, let's do something that's a little bit more quiet out there, a savannah, very in line with the theming of let's do an Animal Kingdom day, maybe make that our arrival hotel or something like that. Spend a night or 2 there. Sorry, at least 2 nights there. Don't like one night split stays. And then we go over to the Grand Flo and just continue our bougie experience back in Main Street USA.
There you go. Number 3 for me has more staycation vibes if we ever did a resort only trip, which I honestly don't think is something we would do. But if we did, I would want to do Animal Kingdom Villas and then Beach Club Villas. So I think the Animal Kingdom Villas, the Animal Kingdom Lodge, that whole resort hotel is just awesome on its own. You have amazing food, both quick service and table service, 2 really good pools. Obviously, you have all of the animals, the entire savannah. Like, you could definitely entertain yourself there. And then Beach Club, the resort itself is maybe not my favorite, but you have that awesome pool area, which would definitely make relaxing there, not going to theme parks, pretty A+.
So for my number 3, also kind of had the same theming running through it. Beach Club, and then followed up by the Poly. I like how, of course, when you have a split stay, you want good location for what you're doing around that area. And if you have a beach vibe going on in both places, that sounds like it would be a pretty relaxing time.
Fun and sun.
Fun and sun.
Although
exactly.
That's probably true in all of Florida.
Yeah, probably right.
My number 2 is definitely on the more ideal side of the spectrum. It's not something I expect we will probably ever do, but I thought, hey, if we're talking about ideal split stays, I got to put this on my list. And it would be going from a Poly bungalow to a Copper Creek cabin. So, if you did 2 nights minute each, which is what we tend to recommend for split stays, just so you aren't exhausting yourself, that's 4 nights of very, very expensive accommodation. We definitely don't have the points for that. But I mean, how fun would that be? That could also be a great staycation in terms of, I don't think we would end up going to the parks much unless, our room wasn't ready. Maybe pop over somewhere to entertain ourselves. But yeah, have that overwater bungalow Magic Kingdom views and then go to your private cabin over in Copper Creek.
That sounds pretty nice. We definitely enjoy doing that if it didn't cost an arm and a leg. So for me, I thought my number 2 split stay also very fancy and not necessarily the most budget-friendly option, would be starting at Riviera, having the Skyliner, beautiful European vibes, followed up by Contemporary / Bay Lake Tower.
Okay.
So those are both really nice hotels and resorts, and I certainly think that there's definitely that fanciness running through it.
Definitely the expensive part, for sure.
Yes, no doubt about that.
And my number one ideal split stay, something we've actually pretty much done before, and I liked it this much. The theme here really is access to the theme parks, which is probably the biggest thing for me when I go down to Walt Disney World. So I'd be start at the Boardwalk and end at Bay Lake Tower. From Boardwalk, you can pretty easily walk to either Epcot or Hollywood Studios. And then of course from Bay Lake Tower, it's just a quick jaunt into Magic Kingdom. And I specifically prefer Boardwalk for this over Beach Club, because although Beach Club is much closer to Epcot, it is further away from Hollywood Studios. I think Boardwalk is sort of nicely situated in the middle of those two parks. And then really all you have to do is figure out how to get to the Animal Kingdom theme park, which is true no matter where you stay. So yeah, that's my number one.
Well, I think you'll find that I have very similar thoughts for my number one. I think that Boardwalk or Beach Club, and in this case, I think Boardwalk is, unless it's in the Reno, then Beach Club, right? Or vice versa, is really an ideal split stay location if you're considering a split stay, because of its access to both Epcot and Hollywood Studios. You really can't beat it. And one thing I think we've found that happens all the time at Disney is, one, of course, time is money, but two, transportation can eat up so much of your time if you don't proactively plan for it. And you'd rather spend time in the park enjoying your day, your vacation, and not waiting for transportation. Anticipation can be fun, but it's not that much fun when you're out in the Florida heat. So my second spot is going to be Bay Lake Tower Contemporary again. It's a little biased, but it's a home resort. But I think anything on the monorail loop to get you close to Magic Kingdom, and all three of those resorts are fantastic. Why don't I just go ahead and say the Polynesian Bungalow, because I haven't done that yet. But that's really my big consideration, is proximity, as well as just what would be fun, right? And I think all the resorts on the monorail loop are pretty exceptional. And
right? Not waiting for buses is fun.
Yes, not waiting for buses is fun. Granted, if we were more budget conscious, I think if that was a parameter, I guess there would be probably a different ranking here, but we're just, having fun times.
Oh, for sure. If we were more budget conscious, I think you have to put like Old Key West on the list, probably right. More Animal Kingdom on the list. Honestly, Boardwalk, if you can snag a standard view studio, pretty economical. But yeah, we were doing ideal split stays, not best monetary value split stays. So there you go. It's funny, our number ones ended up being more or less the same. I think you kind of changed it up on the fly there, but it sounded like you were going Beach Club, Boardwalk, and then Bay Lake Tower. And I said Boardwalk, Bay Lake Tower.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think being on either the Boardwalk or accessible to the Skyliner, monorail loop, all of that, instead of waiting for a bus, while the buses are pretty reliable as far as buses go, it's still Disney transportation.
Still a bus too. Even reliable buses are still buses.
Yeah, very true. And I do think that really nothing beats walking to and from Magic Kingdom if that's one of your favorite parks to go to, or that's a park that your group wants to go to. It really makes a big difference in your day.
We didn't discuss our rankings beforehand, but I'm not surprised that we basically shared our top ranking. I think, Bay Lake Tower is our home resort. We both really enjoyed staying at the Boardwalk and doing that split stay when we did it previously. Plus, we both do prioritize, time in the theme parks we are both very impatient about transportation.
Mm-hmm. That's for sure.
Like we said earlier, definitely let us know what some of your ideal split stays are in the comments down below. We'd love to get some inspiration and chat. And if you want to chat outside of YouTube, you can find me over on Instagram and Twitter at PixieDustPhD. Thanks so much to everyone who has left a like on the video and subscribed to the channel. Don't forget to ring that bell icon to turn on all notifications so you'll know whenever we post new videos. We hope the rest of your day is magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.
Bye!